Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, before we really get into this word, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahushai. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is truly edified by tonight's word. And we're going to name tonight's word, looking in the mirror and seeing who you see is a very difficult reality. That's right. Let me say it again. The name of the word tonight is called looking in the mirror and seeing who you see is a very difficult reality. Yeah, tonight's word is going to be cold-blooded. And I really hope that, you sincere brothers and sisters pay attention and just really meditate on the title of this word. Just pause for a minute and really have a deep thought of what the title is really saying. I'll say it again. The name of tonight's word is called looking in the mirror and seeing who you see is a very difficult reality. And you're looking at a prime example of looking in the mirror, seeing who you see, and witnessing that it's a very difficult reality. What you see on the screen is a man, got to be in his 70s, probably mid 70s, early mid 70s plus, right? And he's looking in the mirror. And what do he see? He see a much younger version of himself. Okay, it could be perceived that he see a much younger version of himself. It could be perceived that he's looking at one of his grandchildren. Okay, but the reality of it is, as he look in that mirror, he's not seeing, okay, who he really see, which is himself. Okay, he sees someone else. And this is exactly what most people do. When most people look in the mirror, they act like they don't see what they see something else. That's why when you look in the mirror and see who you see, it's a very difficult reality when you're looking at yourself in that mirror. So most people are going to look at, when they look in the mirror, they're going to picture everything except self. You see, nobody likes to look in the mirror. When it comes to really examining who you are, identifying and examining who you really are, no one wants to look in that mirror. Most people, when they look in the mirror, they want to admire themselves. They want to look at, the positive, the feel good things about themselves. But that's not reality. You see, the mirror is the biggest enemy of self. Okay? Let me say it again. The mirror is the biggest enemy of self. You want to know why? Because we are all flawed, and the mirror exposes all those flaws. So people will stay away from really looking in that mirror and seeing who they see and deal with that reality. But here's the thing. If you can really look in the mirror and identify and see who you really see and understand the difficult reality of that, it should spark a change and force a change. And the best biblical example, metaphorically speaking, that I could use to drive home this point is in James chapter 1, verses 22 through 24. And I'm just going to paraphrase, okay? But in a nutshell, James 1:22 speaks of, don't just listen to the Lord's word, who we know as Yahweh, but also do what it says. Verse 23, if you listen to the word and don't obey, it's like glancing at your face in the mirror. Verse 24, you see yourself, walk away, and forget what you look like. And that's exactly the stance, metaphorically speaking, that people do. In other words, you listen, that means you have to follow up with an action. Okay? You listen and you ignore that necessary action. It's like looking in the mirror, seeing yourself, and denying the reality to change what you see. That's why the mirror is the biggest enemy of self. That's why nobody likes to look in the mirror. That's why looking in the mirror and seeing who you see is a very difficult reality. Why? Because we are all flawed. And if you look in that mirror and see who you see and understand the difficult reality of it, is because you know all your flaws, the mirror will expose them all. Okay? This old man is looking in the mirror and pretending to look at the past time version of himself. Why? Because he don't want to deal with the reality of what he sees, which that he's a 70-year-old plus man. And he'd rather be in another space, in another place. But the reality of it is, you are who you are. And once you look in that mirror and see who you really are, you have an opportunity to change. You see that? Cold-blooded, man. What's the name of the word? Looking in the mirror and seeing who you see is a very difficult reality, man. I'm telling you, people, the world that we live in, people are fabricating who they want to be. People are fabricating and manufacturing the look that they want to possess. But underneath all that you do to try to cover up your flaws, those flaws are still going to emerge. You can go out, you can go get you $1 million outfit. You can go out and get you some $1 million jewelry. You can go out and do all of that. Get out here in the public and just look fabulous. But guess what? When you come home and when you wash that makeup off your face and when you take those clothes off and you go in that bathroom and you look in that mirror, whether you washing your face, whether you brushing your teeth, whether you combing your hair, whether you putting on makeup, whatever it is, lipstick, whatever it is, or you gentlemen brushing your teeth, or checking your or grooming your hair, brushing your hair, making sure your face is clean and whatnot. When you look in that mirror, you're going to see a very flawed person. The $1 million question is, do you recognize it and change it for the better? See, people can block out whatever they want to block out. But when you get in face to face with that mirror, oh, shit get real then. Shit is going to get real. When you get a chance, listen to the song by Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. It's a great message in that song, but you really got to pay attention. You see? You can say what you want to say. You can fool people. You can manufacture whatever you want. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when you look in that mirror and you see who you really are, that's a very difficult reality to deal with, man. And that's real. What is the moral to the story, brothers and sisters? In the life that we live, we should get to a point in life where we should want to change some things about us. Because if we stay the same, we're never going to improve. We're never going to get to a better place. So we have to change. Okay? You got people that are say, accept me for who I am. You can accept the person for who they are. But at the same time, if it's things about them that's detrimental either to the relationship or detrimental to their own health. They have to change that if they want better results. You see, everybody wants the glitz and glamour. Everybody wants to be looked at a certain way. Everybody wants to have a feel-good moment. But sometimes it calls for us to change certain things to get to that level, to get to that place. We all want a big house, but do we want to go out and put the work in necessary to get that house? You see? We all want to be healthy and get in shape. We all want to have nice bodies, but are you going to put the work in that the diet that is going to cost for? Are you going to put the work in that it costs for at the gym? If you're not, then guess what's happening? You are somebody that's looking in the mirror, okay, and glancing at your face. You see yourself, you walk away and forget what you look like. In other words, you looked in that mirror, you realized you didn't like who you saw, and instead of changing, identifying what you see and coming up with a strategy to change it, you rather just walk away from the mirror and act like you ain't seen nothing. That's cold-blooded, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing his word to come out, man, already. And you already know how we do, man. Peace, blessings, shalom.